Today is going to be really similar to yesterday. A lot of the same exercises that we are going to use. We'll start with the same dynamic warm-up that we were working on yesterday. So go ahead and step your feet out hip distance, turn the toes out, open the hips, and we're going to do 5 times. We'll bend the knees, cross the arms, and then lift, stretching up overhead. So we'll bend 1, lift and stretch. Exhales goes down. Inhale, lift and stretch. Exhale, bend, cross the arms. Inhale, lift overhead. Exhale, inhale, and bend and stretch. And bend and stretch it up. Then hands come down to your heart. Step to the top of the mat. We'll go through a little twisting lunge sequence here. Right leg creases, you lift it up towards your chest, then step back. You can drop the knee or just bend the knee down towards the mat. Left arm open, so you twist to the side, and then you step it back up, crease that hip. Right foot goes back, twist and open the left arm, and step. Down, open, and back up. If the leg is really hard to lift, you can just tap it next to your other foot as well, but try to get that leg lifted up towards the chest, and then step it down. Other side, left leg creases and lifts, step back, open the right arm to twist to the back this time, and then step up, down, open, step, crease the hip. Step it back, twist and open, and crease. Step back, twist and open, stand up, crease the hip. One more, step it back, twist to open, crease the hip, and then step down. We'll vinyasa. Inhale, arms lift, palms touch. Exhale, crease from the waist to forward fold, let your head go. Inhale, lift to a flat back. Exhale, hopper step to plank, shift your weight forward, lower down. Inhale, lift the chest, upward facing dog. Exhale, press the hips up and back to your down dog. Push through your arms here, open those shoulders and lengthen the back of the legs. Left foot will turn out, right foot will step between the hands, rainbow the left arm up and over to come into a warrior 2. Inhale, straighten the leg and the arms overhead, palms touch. Exhale, sink back to your warrior 2. Your back arm threads behind your back, front palm lifts up towards the ceiling. Inhale, reach up and back to take a side stretch to the back. That top arm goes forward, down to the thigh, and the arm behind your back lifts up and overhead to a side stretch the other way. Now drop that arm down, rotate the hips forward so you're in a high lunge. Swing the arm up and over to take a nice arch through the back. Plant the hands on the mat, step your feet back to plank, shift forward and lower down. Inhale, lift upward facing dog. Exhale, press it back to your down dog. Left foot turns out, right foot steps back up between the hands, rainbow the left arm up and over, warrior 2. Stretch your front leg and rotate feet. Turn the front foot in. Now turn your back foot to face the back wall. Bend down to your warrior 2. Repeat all of this on the other side. Inhale, stretch the leg, touch the palms. Exhale, sink back down. Back arm goes behind your back. Sweep the arm up and over, side stretch to the back. That top arm comes forward and down to your thigh to stretch the back arm up and over to a side stretch. Arm swings down as you rotate the hips forward to your high lunge. Keep swinging it up and over to take an arch through the back. Plant your hands on the mat, step your foot back to plank, shift forward, lower down. Inhale, lift your chest up, find your up dog. Exhale, press it back, find your down dog. Push the chest back. Take a breath. Rotate the right foot out, step the left foot up between your hands, lift the right arm up and over to find your warrior 2. Stretch the front leg, turn your toes forward so we're facing each other. Hands to your waist. Inhale, lift your chest, look up. Exhale, forward fold from your waist. Grab your elbows and then swing your body side to side, right and left. Reaching your head down towards the floor as you pendulum swing right and left. Gentle, gentle, right and left. Stretching out the whole spine, trying to get it as straight as you can. Then come to center. Place the hands down on the mat. Shift your weight to your toes and try to place your head, the top of your head, onto the mat. If it doesn't, just keep reaching down towards the mat. Bend your knees, turn your hips open and sink down. Elbows can come onto the knees, Or you can put your hands onto your knees and then shift side to side, opening up through your hips as you sink down as low as you can. Keep that gentle shift going, rocking right and left, then find your center. Lift your heels up and lower down. Lift and lower. Keep dropping the hips, lift and lower. Turn your toes forward, stick your tailbone to the ceiling, reach your head down towards the floor, and then roll all the way up through your spine, back to standing. Step up to the top of your mat. Once again, Vinyasa. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold from the waist, hands to the mat. Inhale, lengthen, flat back. Exhale, hop or step to plank. Shift forward, lower down. Inhale, up dog, reach the chest, pull the shoulders back. Exhale, down dog. Take a breath in down dog, stretching everything out, pushing the chest open and lengthening through the back of the legs. Shift forward into a plank position, pushing up through the shoulders and tucking the hips, and then rock your weight forward and backward. Forward, shifting over the hands, and then back. Forward and backward. Shift forward and back. Plant the right hand in the middle of the mat. Stack your feet, lift your left arm up, find side plank. Push the hips up even higher as you sweep that arm over your head towards your ear to a side stretch. Rotate back, step your left leg forward, find your high lunge position. Both hands come onto your knee and push your chest up so you're standing up over your hips. Drop your back knee down to the mat. Sweep the arms down and overhead, taking an arch through the spine. Hands return back to the mat. Plant the right hand. Twist and open to the front. Lift your left arm up to the ceiling, taking a twisted lunge. Bend your back leg, grab your foot and pull your heel towards your bum, and then release. Plant the hands. Step back to your plank. Lower down. Exhale. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, press it back to your down dog. Push your chest open, really grounding down through all the knuckles of your hands. Then step the right leg forward, come into a low lunge. Hands return to the knee and press yourself up, really trying to stretch your back leg as straight as you can and sink down through your hips, spreading your legs apart. Drop the back knee down to the mat. Sweep the arms down and then overhead. Keep lifting through the chest to arch it back, just a gentle back bend. Hands back down to the mat. Plant the left and twist to the back, lifting the right arm up to a twisted low lunge. Bend the back leg, take a hold of the toes, pull the heel towards the bum, release it out. Plant the hands, step to plank. Shift forward, lower down. Inhale, lift the chest, upward facing dog. Exhale, press up and back, find your down dog. Push the chest, lengthen through the spine. Now bend your knees, drop down all the way to your knees, and then push your tailbone back to sit over your heels in a child's pose. Keep reaching the arms out long in front of you. Opening the chest by pressing down through the shoulders, finding your breath, recovering just a moment. Now round up through your spine, come to all fours. Shift your weight forward and backward, warming up through your wrists. Tense your fingertips so your hands aren't completely flat, and this will help protect your wrist and strengthen it. Shift to center, then lift the heel of your hand off and lower down. Lift and lower. Trying to just keep all the knuckles of the hands down, but lift the heel and lower. Lift and lower. Now tent the fingertips, push into the mat and release back down. Push to the fingertips, release back down. Roll through your fingers as you come back down. Fingertips, roll and back down. Fingertips, roll it back down. Shift the weight back to sit over your heels. Reach your arms forward in front of you. Blink your fingers open and closed as fast as you can. Make sure that you're still holding your rib cage in, supporting your center, but you're blinking those fingers in and out, in and out, in and out as fast as you can. Keep it going, keep it going. This is really good for building wrist strength and forearm strength. Keep blinking, keep blinking. Try not to slow it down. Keep going, we're almost there. Blink, 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 blink. fast as you can keep it up. And then shake it out. Grab your left wrist with your right hand, pulling down. Make a gentle fist and roll your wrist around 3 times. 2 and 3, and then change and do 3 times the other way. 3, 2, and 1. Other side. Right hand, you'll take your left hand around the right wrist and then roll it out. 3, 2, 1. Change direction, and 3, 2, and 1. Shake it out, and you're finished with your warm-up. Now let's do some neck stretches to help prepare your neck and your head for bearing weight. Start in a cross-legged position, sitting down on the mat. Take your right ear towards your right shoulder. Turn your chin down to the shoulder, then rotate your face back forward. Chin down and forward, dropping the shoulders away from the ears as much as you can. Chin down, look forward, chin down, and look forward. Roll the head down all the way around to the other side. Left ear to left shoulder, look forward, then turn the chin down, and then back forward. Chin down, face forward, chin rotates, face forward, chin rotates, face forward, chin rotates, face goes forward, then drop the chin to the chest as you roll the head all the way around. This time, keep it going all the way to the back. Roll it all the way around in a big circle. Chin to chest. Again, drop to the side. Lift it up and back all the way around. Look down. Right ear to right shoulder. Lift up and back. Left to left shoulder. Head goes down. Again, lift up and around and circle it down. Up all the way to the back. Then all the way around to the front. Change direction. Start to the left. Then circle all the way around. Try to get as big and full of circle as you can, really stretching out every part of the neck. Up and back, down and around, to the side, to the back, to the side, to the front, and side, back, side, front. Then back to the first side, right ear to right shoulder, face goes forward. Reach the right hand over the head just above the ear and gently pull down. Stretch the left arm out, dropping that left shoulder away from your ear to get a deeper stretch through the side of your neck. Rotate the chin in towards the armpit. Reach your hand back on the crown of your head and gently pull your chin into your chest even more, stretching out a different section of your neck. Release, roll the chin down, and then left ear to left shoulder. Reach the left arm up and over just above the ear and gently press down on the head as you stretch the right arm out. Big space between the ear and the shoulder, opening everything up. Rotate the chin down towards the armpit. Pull on the back of your head to gently turn the head down even more and stretch out the back of the neck. Then release the hand, roll the head down so the chin's to the chest, then look up to the ceiling. Head down, chin to chest, and look up. Exhale down, inhale, lift. Exhale down, inhale, lift. Exhale down, inhale, lift. Exhale down, come back to neutral. Turn right and left. Just turn the head, rotate, look to the right, look to the left, to the right, to the left, trying to isolate the neck and just gently rotate side to side and back to center. Chin drops down to chest again. Both your hands come behind your head, interlace your fingers, elbows point down to the floor, curl the whole back, so round through the entire spine as you put gentle pressure on the head to stretch out the spine from your tailbone all the way up through the neck and the top of your head. Keep curling it in. Really finding that C shape through your spine. Release your hands to your knees, roll your head all the way back up, and we are finished. Let's do some strength work to help build that core to support us in a headstand. Start with your feet facing the front of the mat. Roll yourself all the way back down, flat on your back. Pull your knees into your chest, making as tight a ball as possible. If you can, lift your head up. If you have a sensitive neck, you can leave it down. Stretch the right leg out, then pull it back to center. Left leg out, pull it back to center. Make sure that your back is staying flat the entire time, so you're really engaging your front body to keep the lower back on the mat, so that you have to work your front body to move the legs. And you're just stretching right, together, then left, together. Reach your arms out long. Try to pull your head up even closer to your knees and your knees into your nose. Right, together, left, together. Right extends, pulls in, left extends, pull it in. Right and together, and left and together. Keep that back flat. Make that front body have to start to burn. We want it to work, so it should feel hard. Keep it going. Left extends, together. Hug both your knees in. You can release your head down. Take a little breather. Roll your ankles out for a second. We're going to go again, hitting that core once again. Lift the head up off the mat. Stretch the arms out straight. Now we're going to try to do both legs together. Extend, then bend them back to the chest. How low you can get your legs really depends on how your back is. So if your back starts to arch, you need to lift those legs up so that the back can stay flat. So your legs might not be exactly straight out as you extend, and that's okay. You can build up to getting them lower and lower as you continue with this exercise, but just go to a place where you can continue to keep your alignment as you stretch the legs and bend them back in. Now hold it out, reach the head up, try to hollow body, scooping out the front of the body, extend the legs, point the toes, and then lift all the way up, bend the knees, pull the knees to the chest, try to straighten the spine as you sit up to this boat pose. Reaching, extending, squeezing the knees in, then crossing the legs, push your left hand into your left knee and twist to the back. Taking a side body stretch and a hip opener here, and then switch. Right pushes into right as you twist towards the left. Come back to center, plant your hands. And we're going to do some dolphin poses here to help work on our upper body strength to help support the headstand. Your hands will come together. You'll interlace your fingers. Your elbows go out to the side just underneath your shoulders, and you want to really push up through your shoulders so you're rounding through your upper back and you have a nice straight back. Don't allow your belly to dip down. You're going to continue to push up, tuck your toes, lift your hips up so you're in a down dog on your forearms. Then you'll reach your chin in front of you to your chest and then push your shoulders open to come back to that down dog position. Reach forward, chin goes to the floor, then push it back. As you're doing this, you're trying to maintain that alignment through your core. Don't let your belly drop. Keep it pulled up and in, the ribs together. Build strength through the upper body by pressing through the shoulders as you lift, keeping that roundedness through the shoulders. Pushing the elbows down into the mat. If your knees need to bend for hamstring flexibility, you can do that. If you don't quite have the hamstrings to get here. And then drop the knees down, sit back over your heels, take a child's pose, release it out. You need that upper body strength to help support and build a strong foundation for your headstand. So if this is burning and working, that's good. That's where we want to build the strength. We're going to come back to that dolphin pose, interlace the fingers, press up through the shoulder blades, push the elbows down into the mat, tuck the toes, lift the hips, press your chest back towards your thighs. Then you're going to walk your feet in as high as you can and back out. Walk the toes in, lift the hips up, walk it back out. If your knees need to bend for your hamstring, you can do it like this and bend the knees. Otherwise, walk it up and walk it back out. Trying to keep the shoulders as open as possible, the hips going as high as possible, and the ribs closed. So this will also help with shoulder flexibility, hamstring flexibility, upper body strength for the shoulders and the core. Walking the feet in and back out. As you walk the feet in, try to push up a little bit higher to send the hips back. Then we're going to hold it at the top, pushing up to the toes, pulling the knees to the belly, and then drop the knees down. Find your child's pose again. Catch your breath. Really good stabilizing exercises, but they are difficult. So if they're hard, that's okay. Throughout this whole course, we're going to be working on building strength for all of these poses. Roll yourself all the way back up. Shake everything out. Good job. We are also going to work our straddle strength and flexibility because in one of our entries, we're going to do a straddle press, which requires both flexibility and strength in the straddle position. So let's go ahead and sit down, open the legs out to your widest straddle. Place your right arm inside of your right leg, side stretch, stacking the shoulders on top of each other, dropping that right ear down towards the right leg. Left arm will reach up and over, stretching all the way to the back wall. So your fingertips should be pointing to the back wall. Try to straighten that top arm as much as you can, stacking the shoulders and turning the chest up towards the ceiling. Lift back up and over. Same thing on the other side. Left hand inside the left leg. Match the shoulders. Open them on top of each other. Nice side stretch. Dropping the left ear down towards the floor, keeping both your sit bones down on the mat and keep rotating the hips open. Reach your right arm up and over to take a side stretch. Try to straighten that arm as much as you can, keeping the shoulders stacked and reaching the head down towards your bottom leg. Reach, reach, reach. And then lift up and over. Good. We'll do some straddle folds. You want your back to stay flat and hinge at your hips. Stretch forward with a long spine. So you'll fold forward and then push yourself up. Reach the chest towards the floor, push back up. If you don't get this low, that's okay. You want to keep the chest as forward as possible, the back as flat as possible, and you'll just go down as far as you can maintain that alignment and then push yourself back up. Fold and push. Your hips will rotate back as you sink forward, and then you'll sit back on top of them as you push up. Come back to center. Side stretch again, right arm inside the right leg, reach the left arm up and over, turn and look under your arm, trying to look up towards the ceiling, opening the chest, keep rotating the hips open, lift back up and over, left side, stretch, 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 stack, lengthen the arm, reach to the side body, both your sit bones should be down on the mat, don't lift the right sit bone off, lift up and over, good. Now hands will go behind your head, open the elbows wide, the chest is going to lead forward again, and we fold from the hips, not rounding the spine, reaching forward with a flat back. So you'll reach forward, forward, forward as long as you can, try to touch the chin, and then engage to lift back up. You may not go all the way down to the floor, that's totally fine. Go as low as you can, maintaining that flat back alignment, and then engage your lower body to lift it back up. Your core is going to be working. Your inner thighs are definitely going to be working and stretching at the same time as you lower, and then lift with your back to come back up. Just massage out your legs for a moment. Today, instead of doing single leg lifts, we are going to do double leg lifts together. Same idea, using your hip flexors and your quads to lift your legs up towards your body. Your hands will come in the front. The further forward they are, the more difficult it is. The closer they are, the easier. Or if you come up onto your fingertips, that's the easiest option. Again, we'll roll back to tuck a little bit through our pelvis, lift and lower. Both legs up and down, up and down. Try to straighten the legs, point the toes, engage your belly, lift the legs up and down. I know the cramping is happening. It's okay. Keep going. Lift and lower. Oh, whew. Then shake them out. Rub them out if you need to. Just take a little breath. Okay, we're going to add on to this. I know it's intense. Those quads can be cramping, but we're going to lift up, same thing that we did, lift the legs. We'll do 5 circles inward and 5 circles outward. They're just small circles. We got this. It's gonna work, but you will survive. Hands go down. Again, tuck the pelvis. Use your core and your hip flexors to pull the legs up and circle 5. 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse 5. 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Ouch! Shake it, shake it. We have one more set. Same thing. We are going to start wherever we need to. Tuck the pelvis, hands go down, and lift the legs up and down. 10, 9, 8, pull the belly in. 7, extend the legs. 6, toes are pointed. 5, 4, keep breathing, almost there. 3, 2, 1, release it down, rub, massage, relax. We are working these muscles to build the strength to help lift the legs up in a straddle press. So if they're gripping and intense, that's okay. All right, we only have those 5 circles front and back left. So we'll set up again, lifting the legs, circling in for 5 and out for 5. And then we are finished with this exercise. So plant the hands, engage your belly to tuck under slightly, use those hip flexors to lift and circle 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, reverse, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo, we are done, yay! Praise heaven! Just take a couple seconds to relax, stretch yourself out, and then we'll stretch those hip flexors. Rotate over onto your left leg. Your left leg will be in front, your right leg will be back. Bend your back leg up, take a hold of your foot, and then just pull your heel in towards your bum. Really try to turn your hip flexor down so you're getting a stretch through your quad and also through your hip flexors. So stretch out those muscles that we just worked. And then you can release that and turn to the other side. So now you will have your right leg in front, your left leg back. You can wiggle it out a little. Bend the back foot, take a hold of it and pull it in towards your bum. You can move a little. This is just to help stretch you out. So as long as you're getting into those hip flexors and getting a nice stretch, don't worry too much about following me exactly. Pulling it in close towards you, and then you can release it and come sit back down. Find your butterfly, rock side to side. One hip lifts and then the other hip. Press your elbows into your knees. Just reach gently forward with a long straight spine. Round yourself up, plant your feet. Oh, you've made it. Good work. Today we'll work on the straddle press entry. This is why we've been doing all of those drills in straddle, is to build the strength to be able to do this entry into headstand. So let's begin just standing up. We'll take a quick stretch, step the feet out just wider than your hips, toes forward, hands onto the waist, forward fold. Take your first 2 fingers, wrap them around the big toes. Inhale, lift to a flat back. Exhale, splay the elbows and pull your body back between your legs as much as you can. Shooting your head down towards your floor and then sticking your tailbone up towards the ceiling. Pull up the kneecaps to try to get everything straight, and your weight should be shifted onto the balls of the feet. And then inhale, lift back up to straight arms, hands go to the waist and stand all the way back up. In a straddle, we'll take that same forward fold that we just practiced. Your legs will be apart, you'll crease the hips, then you'll lift up using those hip flexors to a straddle all the way up. And then you'll go back down to a straddle and feet go down to the floor. So to start this off, just begin by finding that setup. And this time, instead of going onto the elbows, we're going to place our hands onto the floor. So we're making like a tripod shape. Your hands go behind your head. If you have them lined up or in front of your head, it's going to be really hard to balance. So you want to push into your hands. Your head is the front point of the triangle. And then you'll begin to shift your weight forward, rocking up to your toes, and then rocking back to your heels. Without lifting the feet, just continue to rock to the toes and then rock your weight backward. As you rock to the toes, think about squeezing together from your belly and your hip flexors to pull those legs in towards your body and your hips over your upper body. So your hips are going up. You'll find a little float. Maybe you can lift the toes slightly if you find some float. If you find a lot of float, come to a straddle. Lifting the legs up to a straddle, continue to squeeze the legs till they're together overhead, and then reverse back down, open out to a straddle. You have to round through your pelvis to place the feet down to the mat. Now I want to show you this from the side, so just watch this for a second so you can see the placement here. My hands are behind my head, not in front. Behind the head becomes the point of the triangle. Shift your hips up. Now, as you come up, make sure your back stays straight and your pelvis stays neutral. Don't tip it like this and arch your back. Keep that flatness in the spine. Continue to squeeze the legs together till they're overhead. Then you'll balance there. You'll open the hips up and out without arching the back. So again, we want to have that flat back. Don't tip your hips back. So it's like your tailbone should point to the ceiling rather than to the wall behind you. And then you keep squeezing the thighs in towards the belly as you lower down to your straddle. Yes? All right, let's give it a go. Try this one with me. Maybe you're just at the rocking stage where you're rocking your weight forward and backward, and that's totally fine. So you find your forward fold, place the head down, hands behind, tip the weight forward, don't tip your pelvis. Keep that neutral spine. Your tailbone is right up to the ceiling. Squeeze the thighs together to lift. Keep that same position and just open the legs out. Again, we don't want any tipping, and then you have to really tuck through the pelvis to round it down. I always like to end with an inhale and an exhale stretch, and then you can just round yourself up to stand. Good work. Try a couple more of those before you finish today. And again, keep working at it. It's going to come.